Welcome, Sagittarius Sun, Moon, and Risings to your May 2022 horoscope. My name is Cailin, and today I'm going to be covering the major transits for the month ahead using tropical astrology and the whole sign system. I strongly recommend that you watch your horoscope for your ascendant sign first and foremost, because generally speaking, it will be the most accurate for you overall. Having said that, your sun sign horoscope will tell you more about your career and your life goals, whereas your moon sign horoscope will pertain more to your family life, your emotional state of well-being and happiness, as well as your living circumstances. So the first transit that I'm going to cover for today will be the new moon eclipse in the sign of Taurus in your sixth house. So this will be occurring on the 1st of May. However, for those of you who are born in the Northern Hemisphere, for the majority of you, this will take place on the 30th of April. In any case, eclipse season is well and truly upon us now, even just being 2 weeks out. So you may be feeling a little bit fatigued, or your sleeping patterns may be a bit off, and some of you may just be feeling highly emotional or just sort of not really like yourself. Having said that, this eclipse will be making a sextile to Jupiter, which is your ruling planet, Venus, which is the ruler of the eclipse, Neptune, and Mars. So there is a lot of supportive energy that is going alongside this eclipse, but it will be conjunct Uranus. So this will be taking place at 10 degrees in your sixth house. New moon eclipses bring about a new chapter in our lives. But because this eclipse has so much Piscean energy, it's highly likely that you will need to release something from your life or make some sort of personal sacrifice in order to welcome this new chapter in. Now, given that this is occurring in your sixth house, this can indicate a new chapter which is commencing with regard to your work, your habits and your daily routines, and also your health. But I'll be going through a few different possible scenarios for you. On the work front, this can see you receiving a promotion or having some new duties or responsibilities start in your work life. You may be changing departments. There may be a new boss or a new superior who is joining your team or your workplace, or you yourself may be hiring some new employees. Now, because this new moon eclipse is making a sextile to so many planets in your fourth house, in some way, shape, or form, fourth house matters will be highlighted with this eclipse. So for some of you, this can see you working from home. Maybe this new chapter that's starting in your life is going to benefit your family in some way. Maybe you'll need to make a sacrifice. Maybe you will have to travel for work, or you won't be at home as much to take on this new opportunity, or you could just have more hours that you're doing. So like I said, this indicates your work life being impacted by your home life being impacted by something that is going on with work. On a different level, this indicates that someone at home, whether this is a family member, your significant other, your children, or your flatmate, could be picking up the slack or making some sort of sacrifice on their end to assist with being able to help you. Now, on a different level, this can see you either leaving the workforce, taking a sabbatical, or reducing the hours that you are working so that you can take care of a family member, or maybe this is maternal or let's just call it parental leave. And some of you may need to take time off of work to take care of property related matters. And this could even involve you having to travel either to visit family abroad or to take care of some property matters in another country. So on a different level, moving on from work, this could see you commencing some sort of new health journey. So perhaps you are taking control of your health, and this could see you having to lean on your family for support, or maybe they are helping you with health matters or health journey that you're going on. Some of you could be preparing your body health wise to become a parent, whether this is you carrying a child, or looking at welcoming a child into your family. It doesn't even need to be your children. This could be you being a caretaker for someone else's child. And on a different level, some of you may be adopting a child or going through the IVF process. Now, on a different note, because we have so many planets being involved with this eclipse, this really touches on many different areas of your life. So just to recap, this new moon eclipse will be making an almost exact sextile to Mars, and Mars rules over your 12th house and your 5th house. This new moon eclipse will sextile Neptune, which rules over your 4th house. And the ruler of the eclipse is Venus, and Venus will be conjunct Jupiter, and they will be just 1 minute apart. So even though eclipses ordinarily bring about some kind of dramatic event or an unforeseeable change, there's so much supportive energy with this, and Jupiter is the greater benefic, Venus is the lesser benefic. So I see this as ushering in some kind of blessing into your life. Now, because this eclipse is conjunct Uranus, which rules over your 3rd house, I would say that there will be some sort of unexpected correspondence that comes in, or a conversation with a friend or a co-worker or a sibling or a relative, or perhaps you come across information which is quite shocking, but this is somehow going to help you with this new chapter that is starting. Now, some of you may be looking at getting investors for your work. So this could be like a Kickstarter program, or you could be reaching out to people to ask them to sponsor you or invest in what you're trying to do. You could actually be doing some volunteer work, and you're looking at perhaps setting up a non-for-profit, and this could be connected to land, property, conservation of your land, or of your home country, I should say. You could be looking at getting into the car industry, and some of you may be looking at working with shelters, whether these are shelters for animals or shelters for the homeless. And for some of you, on a different note, this could see you adopting a pet, fostering a pet, or just having a new animal enter your life. And lastly, you may be getting approved for a new loan, and this could be connected to a home loan, a property loan, or even a business loan. Okay, so certainly for those of you who are looking for work or who are currently unemployed, this certainly can indicate a new job coming through. Okay, so employment is on the horizon, even if it's just the initial conversation, which takes place sometime between now and, let's say, mid-May or even the end of May. The initial conversation could occur, and then the job could come in the following months, in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 months. So moving along to, also it's 11/11, just as I said that, so fingers crossed. Now, on the 10th of May, Mercury will station retrograde in the sign of Gemini at 4 degrees in your 7th house. Then it will retrograde back into the sign of Taurus, and that will occur around the 22nd or the 23rd of May, depending where you live in the world. And then it will station direct in Taurus on the 3rd or the 4th of June. So with Mercury being retrograde in your 7th house and in your sister sign, so being your opposite sign, this Mercury retrograde really will have a big impact on you. So the 7th house is connected to your one-on-one relationships, whether this is with your spouse, your significant other, a friend, or even someone that you do business with, or a business partner. All of those people are indicated by the 7th house. So Mercury being retrograde here can indicate that a miscommunication may take place or some sort of disagreement, or you could be finally getting on the same page as someone who you have been habitually butting heads with. So maybe you've always, been at loggerheads with this person and never been able to see things from each other's perspective. And if there is someone in your life like this, now you may be able to resolve certain issues. You may be rethinking and reevaluating certain personal relationships. This can lead to you breaking contracts, whether this is on a work front or with someone. Let's just say that you are in a profession where sales is involved. One of your sales may fall through, or someone who you thought no longer wanted to do business with you could come out of the woodwork. Certainly, you may be hearing from exes, ex-friends, ex-lovers, ex-business partners, ex-clients, an ex-spouse. So you could actually reignite a relationship with one of these individuals, or this could be like, a test, we could say, from the universe. Are you going to go back there, or are you going to move on? Now, this can see you rebalancing your relationships. So maybe you're restructuring the terms of a relationship. And this could be with someone that you are romantically committed to, with whom you've been experiencing certain issues, or perhaps within a work relationship, you are renegotiating the terms of this relationship. So you could be changing the terms of a contract or of a deal. And certainly if you work in sales, or if you work in some kind of industry which involves mediation or working on a one-to-one basis, you could hear from a former client out of the blue, or the financial side, or again, the terms and conditions within this relationship are very much subject to change. And you may be up for renewing a contract with work, and you could actually hear from a former employer. Now, let's just see, for those of you who are in a committed relationship or in a marriage, this can indicate big changes in the life of your significant other. They could be changing direction, pivoting. They could be returning to something that they used to do, whether this is a lifestyle or even how they used to present themselves or dress. They could be going back to their old ways, in a sense, or something that they've been putting off for ages could finally come to the forefront, and now they have to deal with this issue, or with this matter, I should say. Now, on the 22nd/23rd of May, Mercury will re-enter the sign of Taurus, which means it will be in your 6th house. And again, we are revisiting topics of work and health and habits and daily routines. So this can see you having miscommunications with employees, with co-workers, with your boss. This could see you having to redo certain work projects. And of course, any meetings that you have which are connected to work or health or even court cases could be postponed, delayed, adjourned with regard to court cases, and deadlines could change. So if something is due for work, this could be brought forward, it could be pushed back, or even just what is required of you with, paperwork that you have to submit, or assignments or documents. This is all subject to change. An old work opportunity could come back around. So maybe you had applied for a promotion and been unsuccessful. Maybe you had applied for a job altogether and they went with a different candidate, and now this has fallen through, or maybe they've changed their mind. Your job itself could change. You could be changing departments or your title. And, this very well could be connected to the eclipse energy, or what we saw coming through with the eclipse. So let's just say that you received a job offer, and that was ushered through with the eclipse. Now with this Mercury retrograde in your 6th house, there could be certain things that you need to do, or certain documents that you need to provide which are connected to that. For those of you who are involved in court cases, just be mindful that court cases could be postponed, rescheduled, adjourned, and there could be some issues with your paperwork and documentation, with this being wrong, going missing, forgetting it at home, or even just bringing the wrong paperwork to a court case. So please be extremely careful with that if you are involved in some sort of legal proceedings. I would just bring duplicates and triplicates and go over the paperwork that you need to bring 2 or 3 or 4 times. Also with health, a pre-existing issue could suddenly flare up. So don't be scared or disheartened if this occurs. When Mercury is retrograde in the 6th house, this actually presents an amazing opportunity to finally heal a health issue or ailment, or understand the root cause. And Mercury retrogrades in the 6th house can actually be extremely beneficial for health matters, because retrogrades or Mercury retrogrades are all about seeing or understanding information from a different perspective. So this could be helpful. Having said that, health results, so results from some kind of test pertaining to your health, could be delayed. The results could be mixed up. Your doctor appointment may be rescheduled, cancelled, postponed. Please double check referrals if they've been sent out, or if you're seeing a specialist, because they might get sort of lost in limbo somehow. And lastly, with your habits, this can see you breaking old habits. And for those of you who've been trying to, let's say, quit a certain addiction or smoking, and you've tried several times, Mercury retrogrades can see you being successful once and for all. So it is a really good time to try something different with regard to your habits and routines. Now, also on the 10th of May, so just going backwards a bit, Jupiter will actually enter the sign of Aries, which means it will be in your 5th house. This is your ruling planet. And so this is so, so positive, because this will actually make a trine to you as a Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising. So we love, love, love to see Jupiter in fire signs. And in your 5th house, this can lead to an increased sense of confidence. You can be feeling more lucky, more happy, more joyful. And in terms of the time frame, Jupiter will be in Aries in your 5th house from the 10th of May until the end of October. And then it will go back into Pisces for a little bit. And then once we get to the 20th of December this year, Jupiter will re-enter the sign of Aries, and it will be there until May in 2023. So you get about 10 months of that. Good stuff. Jupiter does move pretty quickly through the sign of Aries, but just to focus on the blessings and what's great that's going to be coming through with this can see you having more opportunities to go on vacations, go on trips, go to parties, or just socialize and do things that bring you a lot of joy and happiness. You can actually discover newfound hobbies and creative gifts and talents. You can experience bouts of good karma coming through and just good luck and fortune. This can see you falling pregnant, or even if you're not the one falling pregnant, there can be a focus on a new child entering your life. The 5th house is connected to children of all types. So maybe you're going to be welcoming some new nieces or nephews, or children could bring you a lot of joy in your life. Now, for some of you, this could see you having an increase in students if you are a teacher. So more students, more pupils, and on a different level. On the downside, Jupiter in the 5th house can see you partying way too much, or sort of spending too much money. So that is something that I would be mindful of. I really hate giving Sagittarians advice on curbing their enthusiasm. I'm married to a Sagittarius sun, and he's got 4 other planets in Sagittarius. So I do know how to handle you guys. I love my Sagittarians. Now, on a really positive note, this can see you starting a new business. For those of you who own your own business, you can have a lot of success and growth and expansion with this business. And for those of you who are dating, this can see there being, well, for one thing, more dating partners for those of you who are single. And for those of you who are currently dating, there can be a lot of joy and happiness in this relationship. So, Jupiter, which is your ruling planet in the fifth house, really does bring a lot of blessings. In terms of the time frame that we spoke about, just so you know, it's not as though Jupiter enters the fifth house and then boom, on the 10th of May, all of these things are happening at once. These could be occurring over the course of that first 5-month period from 10th of May through till end of October, especially if you are a Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising from 0 degrees up to, I would say, about 8, 9, 10, even 11 degrees. If you're a moon in Sagittarius person, I would extend that further to about 13 or 14 degrees. Now, if you are second and third decan Sagittarians, you're going to get the boost of this good stuff happening from, let's say, end of December through till May in 2023. And I'm saying this because Jupiter will only get up to 8 degrees in Aries before it retrogrades back. So that's why 0 to 8 or even 9 degrees is the most potent. Now, just moving along to the 16th of May, there is going to be a total lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. So this will be occurring at 25 degrees in your 12th house. Now, total lunar eclipses are essentially like full moon eclipses, but on steroids. So they do indicate a very powerful chapter coming to a close in our lives. Now, because this is occurring in your 12th house, this is extremely psychological for you. So you may not, there may not be such a visible, physical, tangible chapter that's closing. You may just feel this on a really deep internal level. Now, I know that for the last few months, I have been talking about Sagittarius going through the dark night of the soul. And I have had a few Sagittarians being unhappy with me for discussing this, but I only speak the truth here. At least I try to. I actually do see this as being an end to a chapter where that is concerned. So if you have been feeling really down the last few months or even last few years, I really feel like there is some sort of liberation which is coming through with this total lunar eclipse. So in terms of the aspects that it is making, first of all, it'll be making a trine to Mars and Neptune in Pisces in your 4th house. And Mars is the ruler of Scorpio. So this is a really good sign. It shows that that Mars is helping you along. It's helping you shift on an emotional level. The total lunar eclipse is making a square to Saturn in Aquarius, which is in your 3rd house. So this is a hard aspect to handle. But, in terms of how this can play out for you, I'll run through a few different scenarios. On one hand, for those of you who've been struggling with intense fears or anxiety or even addictions, this can see you being liberated from that finally after however long of a period. And with the trine to Mars and Neptune in your 5th house, this actually indicates a lot of supportive energy which is coming through from your family or from the people that you are living with on a different level. Your living circumstances could be very healing for you. So even if you live by yourself, maybe there's some changes that you've made to your living circumstances, which are really helping you in this department. Maybe you've renovated the home. Maybe you've created a cozy nook for yourself. Maybe you have actually donated a lot of things from your home, or gotten rid of things which are emotionally draining or taxing. And now you just feel very purified on a spiritual level. On a different note, this can see you seeing the truth really clearly about what you need to do next. So maybe this is connected to your home life. Maybe you're realizing that you need to move on from where you are currently living because it's not helpful or conducive to your healing journey, or maybe it's leading you to exhibit self-sabotaging behaviors, especially if this is connected to difficult relationships within your home life. Now, for some of you, this could lead to the end of a period of isolation. Now, this could be actual isolation, lockdowns, or you could have been experiencing emotional isolation or even a physical isolation by being in hospital, or in a rehabilitation facility, or in prison, or at some kind of retreat, or you could have been stuck in a foreign country and now you're able to return home, or to a place where you feel at home. And on a different note, this can certainly see you finishing some sort of creative project. So this could be a musical project, or an artistic project. This could be connected to photography or filmography, and now it's ready to release out into the world. Now, I just want to address this square to Saturn in Aquarius in your third house. So on one hand, there's all this supportive energy with the trine to Mars and Neptune, which represents healing and assistance, or emotional purification and taking action to actually change your life and change your circumstances. But then the square to Saturn in your third house represents a mental challenge, a strong mental challenge, which is associated with this total lunar eclipse. You may feel some mental health issues sort of rearing their ugly head one last time with this eclipse. So maybe there's some sort of mental crises which occurs right before an enormous breakthrough. You could be experiencing social anxiety when it comes to coming out of isolation. Maybe you're feeling some resistance from friends or siblings or relatives. Maybe you're ready to put yourself out there, but you're feeling like they're holding back, or you could be feeling a bit anxious about talking to people about this journey that you've been on, even if you feel like you've healed from certain things. And with respect to creative projects, you could be quite concerned about what other people think, or you could be fearing criticism from people that you are friends with, or that you work with, or even siblings or relatives. Maybe you're worried about them not liking your project, or even just, not being supportive of the journey that you've been on. Now, lastly, for May in 2022, on the 22nd or the 23rd, on the 24th / the 25th of May, depending where you live in the world, Mars will enter Aries in your fifth house. So Mars takes about 2 years to do a full orbit through all 12 signs. It will be there for about 7 or 8 weeks. But I just want to highlight that the 24th of May till the 28th of May is a very exciting time, in that we'll have Mars, the Moon, Jupiter, Venus, and Chiron all in Aries in your fifth house. So in that 4-day period, romance, so dating, your significant other, children, and owning your own business and doing something adventurous could be extremely highlighted. Essentially, though, with Mars here in your fifth house, just over this 7 or 8 week period, together with Jupiter, for those of you who own your own business, you'll be trying new things. You'll be feeling more inventive, more innovative. You may be wanting to become an entrepreneur or pioneer something. You will be putting in a lot of energy and effort into your business. If you own your own business, you may be looking at starting one or launching one, or there could be some problems that you are needing to attend to, or maybe you're just You might have to invest a lot of money. So you could be spending a lot of money on your business, especially because Venus will be in your 5th house from the 3rd till the 28th of May. Now, on the romantic front, I'm so excited to tell you that this can indicate a new romantic relationship commencing. And that is because Mars rules over your 5th house. So the ruler of the 5th is going into the 5th, and it's there with Jupiter, which is your ruling planet. It's there with Venus, which is the planet of relationships. So honestly, like I'm just excited for this because this is a huge indicator for either a new romance beginning or an existing romance taking off. So if there was someone that you were just casually talking to or seeing on and off, this can take off quite quickly. For those of you who have not been dating for a long time, this can see you putting yourself out there. There could be a lot of dating prospects which make themselves known to you. A new sexual relationship could begin, and this could be a friends with benefits type of thing, especially because Venus is here as well, and Venus rules over your 11th house, which is connected to friends, friends of friends and acquaintances, and also, clients and co-workers. And for those of you who are already in a relationship, this can see there being a lot of sex in your relationship. Things could be spicing up. You could be going on more dates. You could be just having a lot of fun together. Now, this could see you, for those of you with children, unfortunately, you could be arguing with your children more, or your child could become very active, so very sporty. Maybe they're starting a new journey. This can indicate that you are now going to start trying to start a family. And I would just say, though, be careful, especially from the 24th of May till the 28th of May, for your child having some sort of accident. And I'm saying this because Chiron is there. And, Mars, Moon, Jupiter, Venus, Chiron together can just indicate there being a lot of risk-taking energy, but then there is a potential for an accident to happen. This is a general reading, though, so don't freak out. This can see you becoming more physically active, more sporty. You may be doing more sports or starting a new sport. And certainly this can see you being more adventurous, impulsive, spontaneous. There could be a very big focus on fun. And just be mindful, though, not to overspend money. This can lead to a bit of recklessness or daredevil behavior. But ultimately, I'm very excited to see your 5th house being lit up because this is one of the luckiest houses in astrology. And so, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Risings, I hope you've enjoyed your May 2022 horoscope. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content on this channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you want to book a private one-on-one reading with me, you can do so via the link in the description box below. But enjoy your month ahead, and I will see you guys in June.